concept of a robotic service dog was not something I had really even thought about until I started seeing things online and in articles referring to robotic seeing eye dogs or guide dogs. And these use advanced robotics and artificial intelligence to create machines that can assist visually impaired individuals in navigating their environment like a traditional guide dog. Now, something I did not know, if you think about it, I suppose it's obvious, but training seeing eye dogs is horrendously expensive. A dog, but by the time it's trained and ready to go, and we're talking like $50,000. It's a lot of money. Plus there's the upkeep of the dog, medical bills, that kind of thing. Traditional guide dogs help blind or visually impaired people move safely through public spaces, avoid obstacles, and follow specific routes. But as I said, they're very expensive. Their service life is limited to about 5 to 7 years. And globally, there are only about 20,000 guide dogs serving an estimated 40-odd million blind people. That's horribly lacking. So we've gotten to the point now where robotics and AI actually make this thing possible and feasible. So these robotic service dogs would bridge the gap by offering a technological solution that mimics the core functions of a guide dog: navigation, obstacle avoidance, and directional guidance, while potentially being more affordable, scalable, and customizable. So these robots use typically a combination of sensors like cameras, LiDAR, ultrasonic systems. They have AI algorithms for real-time decision-making and interfaces that allow the users to react with them, such as leash-tugging mechanisms or voice commands. So unlike living dogs, obviously, they don't need feeding, grooming, or rest. You just recharge them, and whatever mechanical maintenance comes along with that, I would imagine. There's been quite a bit of research done in this at Binghamton University. They developed or are developing a quadruped robotic guide dog. The trial, which was reported in late 2023, involved the robot trained to respond to leash tugs, allowing a visually impaired user to guide it at intersections while it autonomously avoided obstacles. Another development is the RoboGuide, an AI-powered quadruped, again from the University of Glasgow in Scotland, showcased in early 2024. Again, this integrates camera, sensor, and a conversational AI to assist visually impaired people in indoor spaces like museums or shopping centers. The project collaborates with charities to ensure it meets, real-world needs, with the goal of making it a scalable, cost-effective option. In China, researchers at Shanghai's Jiaotong University have been testing a 6-legged robotic dog since mid-2024. The prototype uses cameras and sensors to detect traffic lights, a task beyond traditional dogs, obviously, and aims to provide independence to the country's nearly 20 million visually impaired people, who currently just share over 400 guide dogs. Aye. The 6-legged design supposedly enhances stability, and the AI allows it to plan routes and respond to voice commands. So on the plus side, these trials sort of highlight the potentials, like reduced cost, maybe $1,500 to $10,000 compared to $50,000 for a trained dog, and they can be mass produced. They can incorporate GPS navigation, the advances of AI, which is getting better all the time. However, obviously they're not a dog. So it's, if you've never had a pet dog or a pet cat, they lack that emotional sort of companionship and resonance that develops between the animal and the user. And many people really like that. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be a replacement, but certainly it could be helpful. Another approach to this is not an actual dog. So it's not a quadruped, but there's a device called the Glide device from Glidance, which was unveiled early in 2025 this year. And it's a wheeled handheld device that acts like a motorized guide. So it's just a little device on the end of a stick, if you like, that goes on the ground, but it's on wheels, and it has AI, and it can talk, and, it has a camera and so on. It was invented by a blind former Microsoft developer, and it's actually in its pre-order stages at about $1,500. So you can see there's definitely potential there for something that I had never even considered. This is an evolving technology, but it has the potential to transform accessibility for the visually impaired. Trials worldwide are refining their capabilities, from the leash-guided quadrupeds, as I said, to voice-activated navigators And while they're not yet as polished, the development is accelerating. They could soon become a practical option. I think that's rather cool. Something good coming from robots and AI instead of the sort of downsides that we always seem to hear. So that's another video in the can. If you found this informative or interesting, please consider liking and subscribing down below. And remember, be excellent to each other.